All right, everybody, welcome back to One Thing for Certain. As always, I'm LA.
I'm Hollis.
So as you can see, the book is out. Some of y'all already know because y'all have already bought it. Several of y'all have already bought it. So far, everybody said they like the book. Now, I don't know if they're being biased because they're friends of mine. But it's some of them that read the book that they're brutally honest with their opinions. So, and they said they like it. So I also want to point out, because for whatever reason, man, I don't know how it works like this, but if you have Apple Kindle, you cannot purchase the ebook on Amazon. But you can go to Barnes and Noble and purchase it on ebook if you like. Or if you have an Android, you can buy it on ebook as well. Or you can go to Barnes and Noble and just purchase it off the shelf. But I want to thank everybody for the support. Listen, I really want to get on this New York Times bestseller list. So it's like 9,000 of you people. So can I get 4,000 of you to buy the book? But seriously though, just go out and support the book. It's available right now. Like I said, several of you have already bought it. I've already got a lot of messages about how you like it. So special shout out to Juicy319. New subscriber.
Juicy319.
Juicy319. I'll leave it at that. She actually bought the book. On the back of the book, it points out the website, our YouTube channel, One Thing for Certain. So that's actually how she found out about the channel. She bought the book first, actually. And she bought the book because she knows a friend of mine that bought the book and they talked about it. So
good.
So also, and I was telling you about this earlier, I'm a little nervous. I was asked about speaking at a church that's doing a couple and relationships seminar, and they want me to speak with the book. So a little nervous about that.
Hey, don't be nervous.
So yeah, but again, man, thank everybody for supporting it. It's doing pretty well, to be honest with you. Considering that I'm just now announcing it on the channel, I mean, I've already sold over 300 copies already. So
congratulations.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And gotta remember, Saturday night, 7 o'clock at Kings in Raleigh, book signing release party. Did you get your invite?
I did.
You gonna be there, man?
I'm gonna be there.
All right. I'm counting on you, brother.
I'll be there. I won't be able to stay that long, but I will be in the building.
I told everybody, look, just pop in, man. So, even if you can't stay long, because I got a couple people that got to work the next day, so they said they won't be there long, but they coming. So, but 7 o'clock Saturday night at Kings at North Hills. You don't know where it is? Give me a shout out, and I'll let you know. All right, so ready for the night?
Let's do it.
So tonight, this topic might touch a nerve a little bit. So, got a new subscriber actually. He was turned on to us by somebody else, but he had a question. He is paying child support.
Mm-hmm.
The ex-girlfriend, the baby mama, has a boyfriend. Now, she still feels like he should give her money when she asks for it, outside of child support. And he wants to know what we think about that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm already getting revved up on that. What do you think?
I think that's a very sensitive subject, like you said. I think there's strong opinions on both sides. I feel as if she's asking for money and it's child related, then absolutely, it should be a discussion. It shouldn't be automatic, but it should definitely be a discussion. It's on the table.
Yeah, let me jump in there for a second.
Now,
if she calls him up and said she want to get the son some Jordans,
okay,
you gonna give her the money? That's child related, but
I probably would.
Really?
I probably would.
And you already paying child support?
Absolutely, because child support can't dictate what I want to do.
That's true.
They can dictate a minimum the law requires, but that's not going to dictate what I want to do.
Okay, so here's my stance on that. We definitely going to disagree here.
Oh, here we go.
Because I feel like if it's a medical emergency or something like that, by all means, provide money if she's asking outside of child support.
Okay.
But if you're already paying her child support, now, and little Johnny wants a pair of Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? You can't pay for it with the child support money? That's what the child support money is for. Am I correct?
Yes and no.
Oh, okay, please enlighten me.
Because again, I'm not going to count her pockets. Child support is not just for the Jordans. It could be for rent. It could be for food. It could be for he's playing Little League baseball. It could be used for a variety of things. So if it's being used properly,
okay,
and then there's also an additional need, I don't see the problem.
All right.
Now, if she's living frivolously, and I see she's living frivolously, then that's a different story. Then we're gonna have a conversation.
Now she's getting child support and she has a current boyfriend.
Okay. I'm not gonna expect that boyfriend to do anything for my child.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna expect him to do anything, but I feel like I'm paying now. Let's be honest here. It also might depend on how much money he makes.
How much money? Who makes?
The gentleman that's paying child support, because obviously it differs depending on how much money you make.
Absolutely.
Now, if this brother's bringing in 6 figures and she's getting, listen, I don't pay child support, so I don't know how much you would pay off a 6-figure salary, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty good. No, you don't need anything from me. You agree now? If the brother's working out here at the gas station washing windows. And I'm not knocking that. If that's what you do, that's what you do. I'm just saying, I'm using it as an example because clearly, if you're at the gas station and you're washing windows, you're not going to be paying as much child support as somebody making 6 figures.
But it's going to be balanced. Either you're going to be paying more in child support because you make more, or you can be paying less in child support because you make less. And if you make less, you have less. So it's going to balance out. Either way, then if the need is there. And I have the ability to do it, I'm going to do it.
All right, so, okay, I get what you're saying. But if he's getting less, okay, he can't give her more. Now, I didn't dive into how much money this person makes.
But I think it's a universal issue. It's not, people in every income bracket have that same challenge. So I think that's a universal problem that men and women face across the board. I've had peers of mine that I knew paid $3,000 a month in child support.
Yeah.
And I know people that have paid $40 in child support a month. So just because you pay $3,000 doesn't mean there aren't going to be any needs outside of that $3,000.
Okay. I'm going to state for the record here, ladies. Let me just say.
It's going on the record.
I'm going on record here. If we have a child together and you got a boyfriend, I'm paying you child support. Little Johnny ain't wearing no Jordans if I gotta pay for them. I'm sorry. They got some shoes.
But why?
Walmart look just as good.
Why?
Okay, I'm already paying you child support.
But
and based off what I make, you're gonna be getting a pretty good piece of money every month.
But what does that have to do with needs outside of that money?
Well, okay, let me split like this. I still stand by what I said. She would have to show me what she's doing with my money. If you got to come to me saying, well, he need a pair of shoes. I'm like, well, why am I giving you more money? I'm already paying child support.
See, I wouldn't go that far.
You wouldn't ask her why? You wouldn't ask her what she doing?
Again, it depends
it's
on.
It's your money. You shouldn't you better ask her?
It's not my money.
Okay, well, it's your money you're giving her. And okay, once you give it to her, it's her money, right?
It's her money for the child.
But where'd it come from?
Came from me.
It's your money.
I'm not gonna audit what she spends my child because to me, child support, that's a very tricky subject.
It is.
Because if a child is living in her house, should she use the money for her mortgage or rent?
Okay.
If she's taking the child to school, should she use it for her car payment and car insurance? If she's raising our child, then that money, to me, should be used the best way deemed necessary by her. And that goes across all aspects of life. It's not just my child has the food he eats, the clothes. There's so many things outside of that the money may not cover.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I hope this gentleman don't think I'm insulting this woman. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and think maybe she ain't working.
Maybe she is.
Maybe she is. Maybe she's not making the amount of money he's making.
Maybe she isn't. Or maybe the child goes to private school. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into. Now, if she's living reckless, I'm with you. I'm not going to support a reckless person. But when it comes to my child, that's a little bit different.
Okay, so in other words, so if let's say it's you in this situation,
Okay.
and you research it and find out, okay, she blowing the money, she going to the club.
Oh no.
Then so you cut her off at that point. Other than the child support.
We're gonna have a conversation because I'm still not gonna let my child go without.
Yeah, but okay.
Now, if
okay, well, George is not buying. George is not going. You can't go to Walmart and get him a pair of shoes. He gotta have a $200.
I'm not a Jordan guy, so I get it. But what I think about is the Jordan represent a need for the child. So if that child needs something,
you
then
look like a Coach kind of guy. Coach got shoes.
No, I'm not wearing a Coach either. But Cole Haan.
All right, we'll go with that.
They don't have junior Cole Haans, man. But I say Jordan. I don't care if it's Jordans or whatever it is. If my child needs something, my child is not going to go without.
Okay.
If I got to deal with you, then I'm going to deal with you. But my child still won't go without.
See, this is where the conflict comes in. This is where we disagree. Jordans is not a need. That's a want.
Yes, it's a want, and I don't believe in raising children materialistically.
Oh, I get
but
you.
We're talking about the child using and needing something. I think Jordan was just a placeholder to represent the child needs something.
It can be anything. Let's say the child wants a PS5.
Is my child getting good grades in school?
Well,
If he's deserving, he or she is deserving, a good child, and I want my child to have a PS5, and she says it's not in the budget.
See, here's the thing. I guess I'll go back and say this. I'm not going to say I'm not going to get my child stuff that he wants, because obviously it all depends. First of all, we don't even know what type of relationship they got.
Absolutely.
You got some.
I'm assuming the best. I always assume the best.
You get some couples that co-parent great,
Mm-hmm.
and if you got a relationship like that, then 9 times out of 10, she ain't gonna ask you for more money because you're doing what you're supposed to do. I'm just saying, more than likely.
But you're saying you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's legally what you're supposed to do.
No. What I'm saying is, okay, let's say I'm in a relationship with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and me and the mom get along great.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my listen. I'm paying child support. Listen, I'm like you. I'm gonna take care of my child. My child wants something that's different.
Mm-hmm.
My thing, I think his point is, I think I got a gut feeling that she's not doing what she's supposed to. I just think the fact that he asking this question.
See, but when I hear, I don't hear that. What I hear is she has a boyfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear that might be a little jealousy, resentment that you're asking me to do this, but you have a man. And a man has nothing to do with my child. That's my child. That's our child together. Another man, I'm not concerned with another man contributing towards my child.
All right, I'm gonna throw you a loop right here.
Throw
a
it.
curveball right
Throw
here.
it.
Ready? So she calls you up.
Okay.
Again, this is you in this situation. She calls you up. Little Johnny
Mm-hmm.
and her boyfriend Ray Ray.
Okay.
They all want to go to Six Flags for on a Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Can I borrow? She gonna ask you, can I borrow some money? Now keep in mind, Ray Ray going too.
That's when I have a problem.
That's
when it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now you're going into different territory.
How's that different territory?
Because
Ray Ray going. Little Johnny wants to go to Six Flags, but
just
Ray
because
Ray
he's
tag along.
just because he's tagging along does not mean that I have to fund that. The leader.
The child want to go.
The leader of that outing should be the one paying for the financial responsibility for that event.
So
if I say, "Hey, let's go here. We're going bowling," I can't say, "Hey, we as a unit we're going bowling," but I can't pay for it. So if he's the man that she's dealing with, and they have their own thing going on, and he's saying, "Hey, we're going to Six Flags, but I can't afford," that's weak leadership.
Yeah. So
now I'll pay for my son. I'll pay for my little junior. How much is it? 50, 60, 100, whatever.
Okay.
Here you go. I pay for junior.
Now, that I couldn't agree with because I'm not paying for Ray Ray. To
I'm not paying for Ray Ray.
Ray Ray either pay for himself or he stay home.
Oh, he paid for himself and her, or they
Yeah,
stay
that's
home.
true.
I'll pay for
Yeah,
Junior.
Yeah.
Junior's on me, but I'm not
Just
paying
pay-
for
yeah, just pay for the child.
No, sir.
So this was a tricky one because again, it's probably one of those ones where I should have asked a lot more questions because it's just somewhere I think there's a dynamic between these two where they just, it seems to me like either, like you said, jealousy, or there's some type of, the relationship is not where it needs to be as co-parents where he feels like, no, I'm giving you enough. You got this dude over there at the crib. Why am I still giving you money?
First issue is he's on child support. To me, that's a bad sign anyway. Because if you feel the need to put me on child support, you don't know my character.
Yeah.
So there's a breakdown somewhere that we're not communicating when you felt the need to put me on child support.
Gotcha.
So my thing is, come to me as a man, I'm gonna take care of my responsibilities. You're not gonna have to get the government involved in our situation.
So okay, so if she asks you for money, let's say you've already paid the child support.
Okay.
She asks you for money.
Okay.
Like, hey, can I get $200? What's your next question gonna be?
Well,
You just gonna give it to her? You gonna say for what?
Well, for one, I hope we have a relationship where we're friends. And if a friend says
Yeah,
I need to borrow $200 and I trust you, I know you're a solid person. Here you go.
So she hit you up and say, hey, can I get $200?
Absolutely.
You gonna give it to her? You ain't no questions asked?
Depending on the situation, absolutely. If she's and I'm assuming the best. If she's a stand-up person,
Yeah.
a responsible adult, absolutely. Because this is the mother of my child.
All right, so you gave her the $200, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here comes the next month. She wants $200 again, and you already paid child support again.
But again, the child support is irrelevant. That's what it is. But that's still the mother of my child. So if she's a stand-up person and I see her, and I'm assuming she's responsible and there aren't any underlying issues,
Gotcha.
then everybody goes through financial tough times. I mean, that's just part of life. So I'm not gonna.
So would you ask any questions about Ray Ray?
Well, hopefully we have a friendship. We can talk about that. I may ask some questions about what kind of person is Ray Ray.
Because if Ray Ray just sitting in her house all day playing
But we're assuming
PS5 with little Johnny, then we got a problem.
But we're assuming that he's in the house.
Yeah, we're assuming he's in the house.
And we're assuming they've been together long enough for her to feel comfortable to ask him for
I'm
money.
going to assume if he's in the house, he's helping her financially. Or at least he should be.
Well, living in the house and being over there occasionally is two different things.
Well, okay, yeah, that creates another dynamic too. Because if he's living in the house, then I'm definitely pulling back the money train. Now,
I'm pulling back as far as, hey, I need $200. If it's Junior need $200, that's a different conversation.
Gotcha.
My child will not go without, even though their relationship is not set on solid ground.
I got you.
But I'm going to understand that, in the conversation, I'm assuming the best. I'm assuming that she is responsible. I'm assuming her new boyfriend is responsible. They have a good relationship. I'm assuming the best. I'm not assuming the worst.
So in other words, you wouldn't get your son a nice pair of Walmart sneakers.
I'll probably to play in.
All right.
But not to no.
So she called you up and said, "Yeah, little Johnny wants some Jordan." You're like, "No, don't worry, but I got it." You wouldn't ride down to the local Walmart here and grab a pair out. Hey, I got it right here.
Some skippity roos.
Yeah.
Skippity roos. Some Bo Diddleys, as we used to say back in the day.
Some skippity roo fools.
No. I can't do it. Now, not saying they have to be Jordans, but I can't put my kid in some kangaroos. I can't do it.
Oh God!
Nah.
On that note, we can't. So, listen, man. I really think before we try to tell you what you should do, what type of relationship you have? Reach back out to me, man. What type of relationship do you and her have? Because it's hard. Because on one hand, you see Hollis and say, "Hey, I don't have no problem giving her the money." On the other hand, I'm saying, no. If you got Ray Ray sitting in the crib, I'm not giving you any more money. But we don't know the situation between you and your baby mama.
Just separate the fact that she has a man. That has nothing to do with your child and your relationship with your baby's mother and your child. Gotcha. So separate those two, and they can have a weak relationship on their side, but your relationship can be strong with your child and your baby's mother. So I would say just again, don't let what she's not doing with her man interfere with what you do for your responsibilities and your child.
Makes sense. All right, so.
But don't buy any skippity doos. I don't care if they're the 4s or the 5s or whatever. No skippity doos.
Man, ain't nothing wrong with no skippity doos, man. This guy said skippity doos. All right, on that note, listen. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday night at 7 at Kings. Again, if you don't know how to get there, whatever. Use Google, but if you want to call me, you can.
Let's go.
And hey, we're 600 people away from 10,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
Let's get to 10,000 people. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
And go buy them Skippity Roots.